Mark, what have you learned in your reporting about the changes that Apple's working on internally?
Thank you both for having me. Yeah, Ed, you explained it well. Basically, Apple has a major project in the works across its software and services organizations to really revamp the underpinnings of iOS and iPadOS and some of its other operating systems to meet these very stringent and very broad requirements coming into place in 2024 from the European Union. Now, as part of these requirements, they're really going to start making the iPhone a little bit more like Android, right? I'm sure some people are not going to like, to hear that comparison, but that's the reality. You're going to see some side loading, which means installing apps from third-party app stores, from different websites, from other sources on the internet. You're going to see them begin to slightly open up the NFC processor on the phone, which is the chip that allows you to do mobile pay with Apple Pay. So tap to pay payments for the first time may be able to come to third-party apps like your bank or Venmo or PayPal. You're also going to see a change to the browsing engine. So there's third-party web browsers available on the iPhone, whether that's Firefox or whether that's Chrome. But what most people don't know is that those applications still use the underlying mechanics, the underlying engine of Apple's Safari web browser. There's also some work being done to open up the Find My network. Do you remember Tile, that square-shaped competitor to the AirTag? They've complained for months about not being able to have the same iPhone-based pairing functionality as the AirTag, so Apple's going to try to bridge that gap as well.
That's interesting, of course, because you bring up a competitor, basically, that Apple went and built something pretty similar to. All of this is about competition. We've only got 30 seconds left, but will this ultimately satisfy, do you think? Because you're saying it's like Android, but Google's also, they think, is too powerful.
As long as Apple hits all the requirements that the European Union has outlined with the Digital Markets Act for 2024, I'm not really sure what else people or the government can complain about. Now, the downside for Apple, if they don't comply, we're talking 10 to 20% of annual global revenue as fines, which for Apple, as of last year, that's $80 billion.